Hey guys, what's up? HSN here and welcome back for another video. Now I did one of these before for Arsenal and you guys seem to really enjoy that video. I got some good response on that. We managed to get quite a lot of likes and people on Twitter were saying, it was an interesting video, so I thought I'd do another one, but this time for Manchester United. So I've gone for the same format as the previous video with upgrades, downgrades. However, this time I've also added in a few players that I think will stay the same. So as always guys, do let me know what you think. Comment below, drop a like if you enjoy the video. If you could smash 30 likes, that'd be absolutely amazing. Before we get into things, I apologize for my recent uploading schedule. It hasn't been the best, but as some of you will know from Twitter and stuff, I'm in Dubai right now. I'm back home and I've just had some issues with getting my setup ready, but I've got some stuff sorted out for now. So I just want to run through a quick uploading schedule with you guys. So I'm planning to upload hopefully 3 times a week, fingers crossed. So I will be uploading on Sundays, Tuesdays and Thursdays. I will most likely start this new schedule from this Thursday, so stay tuned for that guys. And I understand that I haven't uploaded episode 3 for my career mode yet, so please do stay tuned for that. Now let's get into this video. First up we have James Wilson. Now I understand that he's not exactly a big name player at United yet, but he has had a few appearances. He scored a couple of goals in the Premier League and he's shown some, good potential. He's one for the future obviously, and I think he's got around 10 or 11 goals in the under-21 Premier League, so he is a goal scorer. So I think even on career mode they've given him a little upgrade. So I think 66 next season is a very fair rating for him, with a nice pace upgrade, a little bit in the shooting and some dribbling. Next we have Chris Smalling. Now United haven't had the best defence in the last season compared to the likes of Vidic and Ferdinand. But Smalling did start off a bit shaky, but he managed to grow into the role and he showed signs of stability, which is what United needed. So I think he'll get a nice upgrade to 78 at least, with a nice defensive upgrade as well as physical. Next up we have Ashley Young. Now Ashley Young was probably one of the surprises of the season. If you had told me that United will buy Di Maria for a record fee of 60 odd million pounds and then he would be kept out the side because of Ashley Young, I wouldn't have believed you. And that's exactly what's happened. Ashley Young has kept Di Maria out the side. Di Maria, to be fair, hasn't had the best of seasons, but Ashley Young has been very good, and I think he warrants an upgrade to at least 80. A nice pace upgrade, shooting, passing, all round I think he'll get a nice upgrade. I've upgraded his defence quite a lot obviously because he played left wing back for a while, so I think that's also warranted. Next up we have Marouane Fellaini. Now obviously after being bought by David Moyes, people were questioning the purchase. It was quite a large fee, but he also had quite a decent season last season. He grew into the role at United and he became one of their best players, if I'm honest, and so I think he'll get quite a nice upgrade. As you can see, I've increased his defense as well because he was quite a defensive player at times still, even though I think he was mostly getting plaudits for his attacking prowess, but shooting and passing have also been upgraded there. Next up we have Ander Herrera. Now, I'm one of the people that when United bought him for around £29 million or whatever, I was questioning the purchase because it wasn't because he wasn't a good player, but I just thought that the price was a bit too much for someone of his caliber. I didn't think he warranted 30 or 29, 30 million. However, in nowadays market, I think that's, the price has been inflated. That's what you're going to get sometimes. But, he also had quite a good season for United, scoring quite a lot of goals, important goals in fact as well sometimes. He scored a very nice goal against Arsenal, for example, at Old Trafford. I think he'll get a nice upgrade to 80, which is a very nice card for him. His passing will definitely increase, his dribbling is very good, and I think, as you can see, I've increased his defense slightly and his physical because he has been showing signs of that in the central midfield role. Now next up we have Memphis Depay. Now this is something that United fans will be really excited for. A great signing from them. Top goal scorer in the Dutch league. Ripped it up, absolutely phenomenal player last season, and I think he will get a very nice upgrade to 80 as well. However, I do think EA could surprise us all and give him an 81. I would not be surprised if they gave him 81, but just to be safe, I think 80 is a very good rating for him. I think he'll get a very nice shooting upgrade to 78 at least. His dribbling is outstanding, his physical is very good, and his passing as well isn't too bad for a winger, Very, very good all-round stats, and I can just see this card being very enjoyable next season. I can imagine his price will be quite high, even though he's only 80 rated. Next up we have David De Gea. Now this may be somewhat controversial, but as it stands he is still a Man United player, and you know what, there's a very high chance he stays that way. On the left you can see his 85 rated winter upgraded card, and on the right I've given him the 86 rated card for FIFA 16. Now I think this is absolutely warranted. He was the best goalkeeper in the league last year, and if I'm being honest, without him I don't think Man United would have made it into Champions League spots. It's as simple as that. He basically got them the points to get into those Champions League spots. He was absolutely phenomenal. At times he just saved them game after game, and he's become a world-class keeper considering how he joined the Premier League and what he was like when he first joined. He's got a very bright future, and I'm sure if Real Madrid do want to come in for him, they're going to have a tough time, especially with United after Sergio Ramos. Next we move on to the downgrades, and we'll start off with the right back Rafael. Now this may be somewhat harsh, some may say, but he didn't play much, but that's usually what happens with Ultimate Team. Even though he hasn't played much, he's been a bit rusty for them, but they have used Valencia more often than not, so I can see him being downgraded by 1 to 76 at least. Still a decent card if you look at the stats, very well rounded card for a right back, will still be very good to use on cheap BPL sides, but I can see him getting this downgrade. Next we have Angel Di Maria. Now this is, I think, also another controversial one for some, but I do think this has a very high chance of happening. If we look back at what EA did for Ozil had an alright season. I wouldn't say he had as bad a season as Di Maria. In an alright season, he went from 87 to 86. Now Di Maria hasn't had the best of seasons at all, and he struggled for injuries. He's just not been able to cope with the league, if I'm honest. I think, the style of play he has, he's finding it really hard to cope with the physicality and just coping with the style of play in the Premier League. So I can very much see him going from 86 to 85. The stats are still very good in my opinion. If you look at the pace, shooting, passing, dribbling, physical, all very good stats still, but I can see him going down to 85 at least. I'll be surprised if they keep him the same, but going off their previous history, I can very much see this happening. I wouldn't put it past Di Maria to have an exceptional season next season, wherever he may be, but for the last season, he wasn't at his best. Next up, we have Robin van Persie. Now, most of you will think I've done this because I'm an Arsenal fan, but I'm being perfectly honest when I do these ratings, and I'm just trying to be as neutral as I possibly can. I can very much see him going down to 86 at least. Some have said 85. In fact, most are thinking 85, and I think on career mode, if I'm not wrong, they've reduced him to 85. But I can very much see this happening. He did not have the best of seasons, didn't have a good season at all, and at times he's been out of favour at United, so I can very much see him going down. His stats are still quite decent, I would say. 86 rated is still quite good. His shooting is still exceptional, passing, dribbling. His pace is probably a bit on the low side for a striker nowadays, but still very good stats. But again, I can see this happening. Now, this is a very controversial one, considering as it stands, Falcao is not a Man United player. But to be fair, when I made these, he was still a Man United player, and I still think I should just put it in just so we can have a talk about it. I think, again, Falcao, like Van Persie and like Di Maria, did not have the best of seasons, so I can easily see him going down to 86. As you can see on the right hand side, he's a Chelsea player. I can see his pace going down a bit. His shooting will go down significantly, I think, well, to 84 at least, or 85, because he just missed some sitters at times. His physical is still quite decent, and so is his dribbling, but I can definitely see this downgrade happening to 86. Next up, I've got a few players that I think will stay the same but were worth mentioning. So first up, we have Marcos Rojo, and I think he will probably stay the same. As you can see, the stats are unchanged because I can't really think of anything to change, if I'm being perfectly honest. He's had an alright season. It's his first season in the Premier League. He's come in as centre-back as well, so it's not really easiest position to settle into a new league, a new system, everything. So I think he'll probably stay the same. He hasn't done anything to warrant a downgrade, so I think 79 is a very respectable rating for him. In the same way, Daley Blind, I think, will also stay the same. As you can see, stats again unchanged. He's had a decent season, so I think he'll still stay the same. He's been very consistent. I don't think he's done anything as well that could warrant a downgrade, so I think for him, he was quite important for Man United. I think statistically, when you read the stats, he had very high number of interceptions and stuff, so he did well for them. Next up, we have Wayne Rooney. Now, I think sadly for Rooney, the days of him being 87 and above are gone. He's arguably England's best player still, but I think I can see him keeping the 86 rating. As you can see on the right hand side, in fact, I have upgraded his defense because he's pretty much played everywhere but goalkeeper, so I think he warrants a defensive upgrade because he played central midfield for some time. and you know, he's still a fantastic player. He's a very important player for Man United. He's probably been the most consistent over the last decade or so. So I think 86 is a very good rating for him, and he'll hopefully keep it. So that's all I have, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Do comment below, let me know what you think about my ratings, if you would change anything or if you would add anything. Please do let me know. I would love to hear what you guys think. As you know, I'm not a Man United fan, but I do avidly watch most Premier League games, so I have seen them quite a lot, and I'm just going off what I've seen. I'm trying to be as neutral as possible. Do let me know what you think. Drop me a tweet if you want to say anything. Do follow me on Twitter though, guys, because I will be doing loads of updates there, and that's where you'll find out about what I'm doing in the future. I'm carrying on with the Hidden Gem series, so I'm going to be carrying out a poll at some point, so you guys can decide for me who to go with next. So please do follow me there. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you guys next time.